Hey yo and hugs everyone, this is summary and react video about the Awakening Lahn changes which hit the GlobalLab on the 19th of September 2025. The class got free awesome buffs, yay, let's go, and I'm gonna show them one by one. Let's jump into it. The first change is about Deadly Dance, aka our WF, our spin. So previously the skill had a float with an air attack and air smash on it. Now they removed all of that and the skill got a knockdown with a down attack. As I'm a Deadly Dance enjoyer myself, I can say that holy moly, this is such an awesome change for the skill, since now with the core it is a multi-hit knockdown essay skill. The skill still has two CC checks, one at the start, one at the end, so nothing changed about that. Let's showcase. So first, let's see Deadly Dance on a single target. And now let's see it on two targets. And now let's see a combo with the new KD. So what this means for the core? The thing is that you are not going to get more CCs because of this change with the skill. However, you will have more time to react to a CC, more time to re-CC, and more time to do more damage before the re-CC as well. And what I also want to highlight that especially in small scale, your teammates will also have more time to react and follow up on the KD of the skill now. The disadvantage of the skill was always that the air smash float on it was a really short CC, and so it was needed to follow up on it really fast, and so it required fast reactions, and it also could not be used usually as a finishing CC. Well, now these issues are gonna be gone, which is awesome. I know some fellow Lans out there who were not using this core because of this, so now you may check this core again. The only thing which bothers me about the change is that the float on the skill was much more satisfying in terms of that it was hella fun seeing all of the people who got CC'd kind of flying a bit and then falling to the ground than the KD is gonna be. But regardless, the skill is gonna be stronger like this. Now, we could ask the question that is it gonna be better than Eradication Core? Well, Era always had the advantage of having the KD, and I think it was a more popular core in general, but now this difference is gonna be gone, and so my answer to this is that they will be probably much more in pair with each other than ever, considering that Deadly Dance was already really good. It is still gonna be a preference which one you wanna use in my opinion, but future will tell. Era still has 1 second less cooldown, and with Era Core you can set up faster engages, especially grab engages, and so it is still an awesome, more offensive core, while Deadly Dance is a better defensive core in general, can punish grabs and forward guards very effectively, and from now on, if we get a CC with it, we can do as long combo as we would with Eradication. And the next change is about Flailing Blades, which is our RMB skill in Awakening, which we only used for attack speed buff until now. So the skill got a stiffness instead of the stun, and also got a forward guard protection. The teleporting effect of the skill got removed, and from now on, Blood Moon Twist also nicely flows from it. The cooldown is the same as before, 5 seconds. If you use the skill on cooldown, the forward guard and the stiffness will not apply, just like the attack speed buff. So first, let's see the simple usage of the skill. There is the stiffness. And now let's see comboing from Flailing into Blood Moon. After Blood Moon, you need to cancel the end animation as usual with either bleeding or Mangler. Preferably bleeding, do not CC cap. And can do a combo like that. And now let's see case where we punish a grab, let's say, with flailing. I'm gonna side dash into flailing into back iframe. Then I'm gonna come back when the stiffness lands, when I can react to it. And can do a combo like that. So, what this means for the skill? It means that the skill is not just for attack speed buffing anymore, but from now on we have the chance to get some nice CCs with it as well. It became a short range CC skill, which I think can be especially useful for punishing grabs and getting some CCs with it if we engage people from the side or from the back. The one thing I wanna note about this change is that if you haven't been tracking your flailing blade's cooldown until now, then this is the moment when you should. So put the skill on a skill cooldown slot. Because the thing is that if you use it for attack speed buff, then you can't use it to try to get a CC, because it is gonna be on cooldown for 5 seconds, and so when it is on cooldown, then the stiffness and the foreguard are not gonna apply. So we'll need to monitor that, because otherwise using it unprotected might get you CC'd, so care about this. It is really nice that they made the skill useful. However, it is not great that it interferes with attack speed buffing. The next change is about Primrose Sprint, our Shift S iframe. The skill got changed so that Ethereal Dance, our F landing, and Fragrant Stigma, our LMB landing, can be used after the skill. Important note that our flying is not going on cooldown for this. Only the landing does. And what is also really amazing change about this, that all of our landing now doesn't have collision. I think this mainly gonna be affecting the ethereal dance landing, but for that it is gonna be hella amazing. So what this means is that we can land and go through the enemy player, get behind his forward guard if he is using one, and CC him behind it. So, let's see the new Primrose into Ethereal Dance landing. There is the Stiff Kitty. And now let's see Primrose into the LMB landing. There is the bound. And now, let's see a scenario where I'm gonna CC this guy. I'm gonna start comboing. And let's pretend that someone is gonna come for me for a grab. I'm gonna avoid that by using Primrose and gonna come back for the CC with the Ethereal Dance. There it is, really awesome. Not gonna lie guys, this change is amazing. This change opens some really nice new ways to get CCs and even re-CCs. Ethereal Dance aka the F landing is gonna be really strong with this. A few things I wanna note about this. The first is that if you haven't been tracking your F and LMB landing cooldown until now, then the moment has come when I would advise to do so, since Primrose have 5 seconds cooldown and our LMB landing has 7, and our F landing has 10 seconds cooldown, you cannot just spam one of the landing with Primrose all the time. The second thing to note is that also consider that the F landing costs 150 stamina to use, which is a fact which should not be neglected if we start using this landing more often. Our LMB landing costs WP aka mana, so we don't need to worry about that one. The third and last thing I wanna note is that make sure that if you use the F landing, then you press F in time until around the mid part of Primrose, unless you wanna do an unfortunate slow ass Blood Moon twist instead. So here I'm just gonna press F too late for Ethereal Dance, and Blood Moon is gonna come out instead. Yep, there it is with the slowest animation. Now I'm gonna use it as it's supposed to be used, and I'm just gonna put Ethereal on cooldown. Okay, so Ethereal is on cooldown. I'm gonna use it again. Ethereal is on cooldown, and Blood Moon came out again. So pay attention that it's not on cooldown either, the landing that you want to use. In my opinion, the changes are really nice and impactful, since the grab nerfs and the mouse move removal, which also affected the class pretty negatively, the class lost a lot of its CCing potential, and we didn't get any meaningful compensation since then. But now they are finally here. The class got new ways to get CCs, which is really awesome, especially since we can't rely on the grab as much anymore. I'm really hyped and excited to try them out in the live servers. Last but not least, they removed the stiffness on Furious Chase, which was one of our pre-awakening catch. However, considering what we are getting, I myself can happily give up Furious Chase for all the other changes what we are getting. The direction of the class from the devs definitely seems like that they are strengthening our awakening kit, and so our pre-awakening doesn't need to supplement it that much anymore. Personally, I don't mind this until we are getting acceptable compensation in awakening for the removed pre-awakening kit. And I can gladly say that the devs are doing really fine about this. The awakening kit gets more than the pre-awakening kit loses, which is just translates into buffs. Are these changes what I expected and the class needed? Well, these changes were not on the first of my list, however, since the grab nerf and the mouse on removal, she needed more CC possibilities, that is for sure, and she's getting two new nice ways now, with one skill enhanced, which is a really nice W for the class, and I think this kind of changes were needed. Personally, I was hoping for slight stamina buff, movement speed buff, or more damage for value despair at least, and some counter-turning improvements for our fly at least. But regardless, these CC changes are awesome, and a great step to make the class more decent and fun. How decent the class gonna get? Well, her 1 versus 1 and small scale gonna improve, but considering how protected meta we live in, these changes won't significantly boost her performance, but she is gonna become more decent, that is 100%. I like being realistic and not gonna go into predictions more than this, so future will tell. It is awesome to see that the class is getting some love from the devs, and I'm really excited to see how these changes will shape the class in the future. I hope a lot of you are as hyped as me to experience the changes. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Consider hugging the like and sub buttons. Hugs everyone!